What happens when flirting goes completely wrong in a pediatrician's office? Today's friend scene is one of the most awkward and hilarious Ross moments you'll ever see. So Ross is sitting in a doctor's waiting room with his baby, Ben. He's already nervous, already out of his comfort zone, and then he notices a single mom sitting nearby. And you just know what's about to happen. Ross starts a conversation in his classic awkward style, polite, slightly nervous, but trying his best. They share a small moment over a "Where's Waldo" joke, which actually feels kind of sweet. And then Ross slowly turns the conversation into flirting. He talks about how hard it is being a single parent and hints at how difficult it is to find time for a social life. For a brief moment, it actually feels like things might work out for him. But then everything falls apart instantly. The nurse suddenly calls out, "Rossi, we're ready for you." And in that second, the entire situation changes. The illusion breaks, and Ross is exposed in the most embarrassing way possible. And just when it couldn't get worse, the kid looks at him and says, "Mommy, what's wrong with that man?" Completely destroying Ross in one line. And that's what makes this scene so funny. It's not just awkward, it's painfully real. Right after that, the scene shifts to Ross trying to impress Professor Sherman. Now, instead of awkward flirting, he's diving deep into scientific explanations about fossils, MRI scans, and DNA data. He talks about how new findings could completely change accepted timelines and challenge everything scientists believed before. But even here, Ross doesn't feel smooth or confident. He's over explaining, stumbling over his words, and trying way too hard to impress, which makes it just as awkward as his earlier moment. This contrast is what makes the scene brilliant. In one moment, Ross is failing in his personal life, and in the next, he's struggling in his professional life too. It perfectly captures who Ross really is: intelligent, passionate, but socially awkward at his core. And that's why the scene works so well. The humor isn't forced, it comes from real, relatable awkwardness. If you enjoy cringe comedy and classic Friends moments, this scene is pure gold. Because honestly, no one fails at flirting quite like Ross Geller.